Hello, my bomb blowers and module masters, and today I am here with another Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes modded module tutorial, and today I am here with the module Superparsing. Superparsing is a module with 4 little mini-games, as you can see in the icon. There's 4 quadrants, all with their own solve conditions. And this module is timed, but you can do a lot of preparations in advance to help in solving the module. Let's go ahead and get started. This module does not require... Actually, it requires all of the edge work. So we're going to use the edge work hub when we do the module. So, here's Superparsing, and as you heard, it does have a startup sound. I wish I could tell you where it's from, but I can't, but probably several different members of the community can tell you. Anyway, so we have 4 games. 4 little thingies in the corners of the main panel. Before the module is active on the timer, you can mess with these thingies however you want. You can press the quadrants here. You can flip the switches. You can toggle the sliders. And you can touch that dial. Pressing anything will not strike at this point. But, once the module is active, we're going to have to input the correct answer for the 4 minigames. To activate the module, we're going to press this button. And the way that the timer works is that the timer is a 10-second timer. However, when you solve one of the 4 minigames, the timer will reset. So you can save caching in your answers to the previous minigames if you need more time on a specific minigame. Like, if the switches take you longer to do, but the other 3 don't take you that long, then you can just do the other 3, have their answers ready to input to the module, and then just take your time on the switches. Okay, so, how do we actually solve this thing? When the module is active, it will display a 4-letter English word. Because the module is not active, we do not have this word. So, I'm going to make up a word. Let's try the word sums, S-U-M-S. So, we're going to use the word sums in the 4 hypothetical minigames. The squares are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. This will be important for the dial once we get there. But anyway, let's start off with the quadrants. So, concatenate all of the digits in the serial number, modulo by 4, and add 1. So all of the digits in the serial number, from left to right, are 3, then 6. Concatenate just means to put all of the digits in the serial number back to back. So we're going to modulate this by 4, and then add 1, which gives us 1. So we're going to assign the letters of the word from left to right to the quadrants of reading order. So the bottom left section here is the quadrants. So, the 4 quadrants will be assigned the letters S, U, M, and S. We're going to sort the letters in alphabetical order, and then press the quadrant assigned to the nth letter of the word in alphabetical order. So basically, whatever N is, we're pressing the quadrant that is assigned to the nth letter in alphabetical order of our word. So because our N is 1, we're going to be pressing the quadrant assigned to the first letter in alphabetical order in our word, which is the mic. So if we had this word, where you would press the bottom left panel, and the border of the minigame will turn white when you solve it, and once all 4 of the squares turn white, the module is solved fully. Now, we have 2 of the same letter. So if we got the number 3, for example, well, the 3rd letter in alphabetical order of our word is S, but we have 2 S's. So what do? Ties are broken from left to right in the original word. So the first S, that was the first letter of the word, is assigned to 2, and then the last letter S is assigned 3. Which leaves the U to be assigned to 4. I'm going to keep n equals 3 here because we're... actually, no, it's n equals 1. We're going to need this when we actually solve the module. Next up, we have switches, and it is logic related. So first of all, we're going to get a row in this table. We're going to take the number of lit minus unlit indicators. We have 1 lit minus 1 unlit indicator, which gives us a total number of 0. So we're looking at the condition is a vowel. So we're going to be comparing the condition to all 4 of the characters of the word. So for Sierra, is Sierra a vowel? No. That means the first bit, we're going to convert all 4 letters in our number to bits. So the first bit of our 4-digit binary is a 0. Is U a vowel? Yes, so it's a 1. Is M a vowel? No. Is S a vowel? No. So we have 4 truth values, 0s and 1s. The left 2 values are assigned to the left switch, and the right 2 values are assigned to the right switch. We're going to take the number of ports modulo 6 in the table below. We have 1 port, and 1 modulo 6 is 1. Which gives us an OR operator. So when we apply the operator to both of the truth values associated with the switches, if the resulting output is a 1, then the switch should be up. If it is a 0, then the switch should be down. So 0 or 1, which is represented by false or true, is true, so the left switch would be up, and 0, 0, which is false, false, is false, which means that the right switch would be down. In order to submit the state of the switches, you're going to submit one of these switches, you're going to flip the same switch twice. But notice how, in this situation, we flipped the right switch down last. So if we flip it again, then it would have submitted up, up. Because we just flipped the same switch twice, which activates the submission, and it submits the state that the switches will be in once the switch is flipped for the second time. So we're actually going to submit using the left switch. You're going to submit with the switch that you flipped last, not the one... no, you're going to submit with the switch that you flipped first. So we would press the left switch twice to submit this configuration of the switches. Next, we're going to the sliders. So we're going to get a column and row in the table. So, let's see here. We are taking the number of batteries along the left. We have 3 batteries. The number of ports along the top, which is 1 port, which gives us the intersection of this. This is the top left corner of a 3 tall, 2 wide region. So, this is the top left corner. To get 2 wide and 3 tall, we do this. Each of the 3 switches are associated with one of the rows in our rectangle here. So the top switch is associated with O's Dino. This is associated with Flip Atom. This with Clue and Hula. So, let's put the word sums back. Now, we are sorting our 3 words in alphabetical order. So for the first switch, the 3 words are the displayed word, which will be the same across all 3 switches, so we're considering sums, and we're considering where it would be in alphabetical order when compared to Dino and O's. Now, Dino and O's both come before sums in the alphabet. So, if we were to plot sums into this row, it would go to the left of O's, because we're going in alphabetical order from right to left. So the correct state of the top slider would be to the left. When it comes to Flip and Atom, sums comes after Flip, and we're going in alphabetical order going to the right, so the middle slider would be towards the left, because it's after the second in alphabetical order. And here as well, Clue and Hula both come before sums in the alphabet, and because we're descending down the alphabet towards the right, it we are going to put the slider in the right position. Now, in a hypothetical scenario, say we had, I'm going to put these back because that's actually what we're going to be using when we do the model for real. Let's say we had these two as our row for the sliders. Sums comes in between rail and worn alphabetically. So if we actually had this as one of our rows, we would actually put the slider in the middle position because it comes in between these two words alphabetically. Let's remove that highlight. Yep. And finally, we have the dial. So, based on the configuration of the 4 squares, we're going to get one of these squares that has 4 Roman numerals in it. The order of the Roman numerals corresponds to the order of the squares on the module. And as you saw for each section, they had Roman numerals assigned to them. The quadrants is 1, switch is 2, sliders 3, and the dial is 4. So we're going to figure out the order of Roman numerals. Switches is 2, sliders is 3, the quadrant is 1, and the dial is 4. So we're looking for the cell that has 2 in the top left, 3 in the top right, 1 in the bottom left, and 4 in the bottom right. So 4 in the bottom right, we're looking for 2 in the first position. We're looking for 3 in the second position, I think it's here. 2, 3, 1, 4. Yeah, okay. Now, we're going to note which side of the dial that the submit button is on. It is towards the right. If the submit button is towards the right of the dial, we're going to turn the dial towards an adjacent square that contains a letter in the displayed word. So for our word sums, I've actually tricked you, because sums could not generate on this particular superparsing module. The only words that can generate are any words that contain the letters C, H, O, or D. So we're going to just change the word to psalms. I don't know if this is a word, but who cares. Anyway, oh look! There's an adjacent cell with a letter and a word in it. So we're going to turn the dial towards an adjacent square that contains a letter in the word. So this is the square we're considering. The adjacent square that contains a letter in our word is towards the north. So we're going to turn the dial to the north and then press the submit button to solve the segment. Now, if the submit button was on the left, we would turn the dial away from a valid square. So if the submit button was towards the left, and we had the word psalms, the adjacent cell with the letter in our word is up, so we're going to turn the dial away from up, meaning we're going to turn it down. So now we have prepared superparsing for all 4 of our quadrants. We have N is 1 for the quadrants. The switches condition is a vowel, and OR is the gate. The sliders has this 3x2 square, rectangle, whatever, and the dial is considering this for the adjacent cell. So I'm going to now solve the module using the rules that we have prepared. But since it is time sensitive, I'm not going to be able to show a play-by-play of what I'm doing. So you're just going to see me solve the module, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, so let's begin. And first alphabetically is A, which is the second one. So it should be up and down. Band columns with Dino. In between these two and then D. And that doesn't solve superparsing. So when I did the quadrants for the word band, I pressed the quadrant assigned to the first letter in alphabetical order, which was the second quadrant in region order, which was the top right. This was the only vowel in our word, so the bits were 0, 1, 0, 0, because these 3 are consonants. This was a vowel. Since these 2 are assigned to the first, I had the first switch up, and these 2 are assigned to the second 2, so I had the second switch down, and then when I flipped the second switch down, I then flipped the left switch twice in order to submit the configuration up-down. For sliders, band comes before dyno, so I put the slider to the right. It came in between atom and flip, so I put it in between for the middle slider. And it comes before clue and hula, so I put it towards the left for the bottom slider. And then, since delta was in our word and it was adjacent to the score we got previously, I turned the dial towards the right and then submitted. And once I did all that, the module solved. Hopefully this tutorial helped you learn superparsing. And as always, have a nice day.